This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Y'all, this
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. I am Sam in for Jeff. Okay, so we are joining in on what everyone is asking today. Where is Kate Middleton? Okay, Stephanie Jones is here to fill us in. She's going to break it all down. So in case that you're confused, here's what we know. Okay, on Sunday, the royal family released this picture of Kate and her 3 kids in honor of Mother's Day in the UK. This was the first official photo of Kate since she underwent abdominal surgery almost 2 months ago. But many were quick to notice some major issues. The big things that stand out is that a part of Charlotte's sleeve of her cardigan is completely missing, so clearly some Photoshop there. Other clothing mishaps. The sleeve of Louis's, is that right? Louis' sweater looks fuzzy, and the pattern does look altered if you can compare it to the rest of the patterns. Kate's zipper looks like it does not line up. And speaking of Kate, her wedding ring is not on her finger. And her other hand looks blurry. So was her hand just moving, or was this a Photoshop fail, as many have pointed out? Now, another detail causing stir, and this is what I thought was a red flag, the leaves on the trees in the background. Many say there should not be any trees in London right now because it is cold and dark and dead. So after many called out these, well, it is. The trees are dead right now.
What if it's a fake tree?
Why would I doubt the grass is fake and the tree is fake, Albert.
Why wouldn't you bring in fake greenery for a photo shoot?
Oh my God.
There could be some fake greenery, apparently. And then also, Kate took to X yesterday to clarify what happened, saying, quote, like many amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing. I wanted to express my apologies for any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused. I hope everyone celebrating had a very happy Mother's Day. So the photo has caused tons of speculation about Kate's health. Do we think the royal family shared the image to try to calm the rumors? And did these Photoshop fails actually fuel the conspiracy theories? So Steph, you're going to fill us in, but you have some additional theories.
2 more things. One, that she could be in a coma, which is
not
super serious because she just had abdominal surgery and we're concerned about her health. That's one. And then there's a viral X post, and it's suggesting that the photo taken in the Mother's Day shot that we said was all Photoshop was actually from an old Vogue shoot. Here is the photograph on the left. That's the old Vogue shoot. It does look remarkably similar, and perhaps she wasn't even there with her children, is what the suggestion is. She was actually Photoshopped in.
Just the face. That's why they're saying there was no wedding ring. Someone else was standing there in the photo, and then they just took her face.
I'm really worried, Steph.
I am too.
I don't like this, and I feel like it's getting all bungled, the PR. What's going on?
I mean, I wish I could tell you that I absolutely knew, but I'm going to full-on roll on this bizarre conspiracy train because no one has any facts other than this is the most awfully Photoshopped picture I've ever seen.
So what are some of the red flags that you've seen and heard just from across the pond?
Well, one huge red flag is that Kate is very reliable. She shows up at nearly every single event. Always. She's always like a remaining constant, and she's not been seen since Christmas Day in person. That's a long time. Yeah. And obviously then she's gone in for what we believe is abdominal surgery. She was seen going into the hospital. William's been seen going into hospital. She's never been seen to leave.
And her mother also had to come in, I think, to see her in the hospital. Oh, boy.
Okay, here's my question, though. Is it factual that she actually had to have surgery? Or is that just what, like, so there's no indication
we have no
that she actually went in for surgery?
I thought that the royal
family gave an official statement saying that she's been admitted to hospital. She's having a major surgery on her abdomen. They did not specify what it was.
Right.
And then 2 weeks later, Kensington Palace said she is back home at Windsor Castle. She has left the hospital, and there will be no public appearances from Kate until at least Easter.
Talk about what you told us earlier about this big event that you're familiar with in June.
So in June, it's Marching of the Colour. So it's a big parade. Imagine all the soldiers are out lining the streets, and the royal family come out on the balcony and do an appearance. And up until now, very recently, the Ministry of Defence have said Kate will be on the balcony. Kate will be on the balcony. Now she's been removed from the website and she's shown not to be appearing, which is also very unusual. To say that June is also quite far away, to say that as well she was in hospital for 2 weeks, but now she won't be seen publicly apparently till June, it's all very odd. None of it makes much sense.
Is there any precedent for this ever happening where somebody was sick in the royal family and there was some gray area about where they were? Or is this
not to this extent? No, not to this extent. And I think normally they're a lot more vocal because I hate to say this, but it's a bit of a sympathy vote with the press, isn't it? Oh, King Charles has got cancer. But where is Kate on this? Why is there no mention of what's going on with her?
This is why I'm like asking. Did she have surgery?
Oh, you're worried that was made up too.
I'm wondering because one, we know that we can't just believe everything that the press puts out there.
Of course.
Honestly, we know what happened with Meghan and Harry, so we can't believe everything that comes out of the palace either. And before that, there was some speculation about the relationship between Kate and William. So is she holding out in order to have more power? Like, is she just hiding out? Like, what's going on?
And what's weird about that is there's
another theory.
Right, there is a picture of her leaving Windsor Castle yesterday with William, but you have her face fully this way. You can see her ear at
It's
most.
a slither.
Yeah, so you can't even tell if it's really her in the car.
It does look like her, but again, what are we seeing? We're seeing it could possibly be a staged photograph because we all know that the royals definitely call on up. We're leaving in 5 minutes. Kate's in the car, and then it's a little shot. Is it Kate? We don't know.
Wow. Well,
We
I
know
hope
nothing.
she's okay. Thank you so much, Steph. Coming up on DBL, we are talking with Marg Helgenberger from CSI Vegas. She's sharing her craziest night in Sin City, and the Oscars see their biggest ratings since the pandemic. How many people watched?
I hadn't thought of she's holding out or they're in a relationship issue. I took the surgery at face value.
You know, me too. But you know what Steph also said that made me think, oh no, this is not good. You brought up the fact that she's all, like, even after she gave birth, she came right out after.
It's a couple of hours later.
Yeah, and we forget that the royal family, what is their job? Their job is to shake hands.
Yeah,
their job
publicity,
is
you're right.
that is their role. If they are gone for a week,
It's
people
like,
are
where are
concerned.
they?
Yeah, right.
It's like if I didn't show up here, like that's their job.
Yeah.
So it's not like a famous or wealthy person that can duck out for 6 months and you just figure maybe they need some time off.
Yeah.
If they are missing, that means that, in my opinion, something is very wrong, and I hope she's okay.
It's really, surgeons were saying though, if you have something like, whether it's a hysterectomy or whatever,
Splenectomy,
you're in and out quite quickly. They say for 2 weeks.
Unless there was
See, I think something went wrong. My mom had something go wrong, and she was in for 5 months. And so I think something went wrong, meaning there's like, my mom had her spleen taken out, and then sepsis set in. And so they have to keep going in and in.
Go to the ICU.
Right, and she was in there
I don't know, why would they hide that?
Exactly.
This is, I think, like, well, people say, could she have had an organ transplant of some kind, which could be taboo in a lot of religions, and as the head of the church, like the royal family are the heads of state, it could be like really condemning, like for them to admit that they should she possibly had it, but we don't know.
I'm gonna put out there that she's in good health, and Waity Katie decided to make everybody else wait.
Katie.
That's a long time.
She's making everybody else wait.
That is a long time.
That's a commitment.
6 months is a long time.
To stay in there?
Well, not to stay in there. That she's not necessarily in the
Or
hospital.
did she maybe want a divorce?
Right. She's making everybody wait on her now.
But that's so not Kate. Kate's so the good girl, I feel like.
Welcome back to DBL. We're still talking about the royals and all these theories.
drama.
Okay, so this year's Oscars turned out to be a rating success with 19.5 million viewers, up from 18.8 last year. It is the highest rating since 2020. Meanwhile, Jimmy Kimmel is still poking fun at Donald Trump's criticism of his Oscars hosting job. Watch.
I wasn't planning to mention him at all. We were backstage. The show's almost over. One of the writers was like, hey, look at this. And I was like, well, to quote Al Pacino, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. And I had to read it. But anyway, funny. We had John Cena on stage naked, and somehow Trump still managed to be the biggest of the night.
Just got that.
Or he just got that. Jimmy said that he improvised that bit during the Oscars, but his wife actually told him not to read the post. She said she didn't want him to give airtime to the former president, but she did admit later she's glad he didn't listen to her because it was the best bit of the night. Okay, so you talked a little bit yesterday about this is a tough gig for comics or hosts to go and handle the Oscars. What did you think about that bit, that improvised bit?
I thought it was great. You know, when he originally started reading the tweet, I was kind of like, almost, I had the same thought as his wife. I was like, I don't want to think about politics right now. But sometimes you just fall into a gold mine. That joke was there. You're surrounded by professional comedic writers, and in real time, you're able to roast the president. You got to take that opportunity,
Former
especially
president.
Former president. But you have to take that opportunity, especially since he and Jimmy Kimmel have had a tenuous relationship since he's been in office. So I think you got to go for it. Trump presented. If he had pulled that even from a couple hours earlier, I'd have said just that was, you know, everybody's fair game, but the fact that it was in real time, I really liked it.
Paid off.
I loved
it. And Jimmy wasn't the only one revealing behind-the-scenes Oscars details. Al Pacino is talking about presenting for Best Picture, where he didn't mention any of the nominees. That is the wrong photo, but that's okay. We always love to look at Meg Ryan. When he quickly, you remember this, a lot of people were talking about how he announced the winner, confusing the audience. But here's the deal. In a statement, Al said it was actually the producer's choice to not have him announce the nominees since they were highlighted throughout the ceremony. I mean, there was like 10 different options. I think it makes sense.
Well, it was the whole thing, because first of all, it was like kind of a mayhem at this point. He comes out looking like old Anthony. And I say the husband. My husband. who had potentially had a couple of drinks before. Right. That's how the vibe was, okay? And then it was like he didn't know what was happening, and he just blurts out what's on the card. There was no ceremony to it, you know? So we were all like, wait, what?
And what
didn't he say my eyes see?
He needed to say, and the Oscar goes to, and he went, my eyes are seeing up. And everyone's like, did he say it? Like, he was so they wait their whole life for this moment.
So do you think if he would have said it the typical way and the award goes to, there wouldn't have been such an uproar?
He needed a little bit of a lead up, a little bit of suspense. He just kind of stumbled on out and was like, it was almost as though he was preempting the fact that he was going to be wrong.
Right.
Like, my eyes are seeing Oppenheimer, but I might be wrong.
A John Travolta moment happened, just in case.
The Warren Beatty.
Okay, speaking of the Oscars, let's talk about the after parties. We got to see, here she is, Meg Ryan. Okay, we gave you a little teaser before. So everyone's talking about it.
Great
she
dress.
looks amazing,
So
wearing a dazzling semi-sheer lace gown. Kim Kardashian was also there, as was NFL player Odell Beckham Jr.
Browns.
There have been rumors swirling that they are an item. And they were apparently seen leaving the party together. And who said that they were canoodling?
Yeah, so there is a video going around on the internet, which we can't show. You guys will have to go find it for your little selves. And she is definitely putting the moves on him.
Like what? Pretend Tori's Odell Beckham Jr.
I will say this. He is just kind of stood there. He seems very chilled. He's very like, just, you know, being himself. She's like, she's very like, flirty,
Odell
touchy.
Beckham Jr.
He's very chilled, laid back, like, yeah, come at me, Kim. And she's like giving it. She's giving it. She's giving all the flirty moves.
Okay, coming up on DBL, we are talking with Marg Helgenberger on what lies ahead for her CSI character, Catherine Willows. Welcome back. Marg Helgenberger has graced our screens for over a decade on the hit show CSI, and after returning to her character last year in CSI Vegas, she now has a whole new perspective on her work in the crime lab. Earlier, we had the pleasure of speaking with her. Take a look. Please welcome to DBL Marg Helgenberger.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, before we get to CSI, I know from your Instagram you're a fan of the movie Barbie, and the Oscars were Sunday. So I just wanted to ask you, did you catch and what did you think of the "I'm Just Ken" performance?
I laughed from start to finish of that production number. It was just fantastic on every level. Just so tongue-in-cheek and goofy and over the top and hilarious. I mean, Ryan Gosling is one of those, like, who doesn't like Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
He's one of those actors, right?
Yeah.
He's so cute and so comic chops and wonderful actor. Doesn't take himself seriously. He's just wonderful.
Yeah, he's enough.
Yeah, we enjoyed it too. So CSI Vegas is back for a new season, and they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But can you tell us about the wildest night that you spent?
Come on, Marg. Give it to us, Marg.
This was about quite a few years ago, and Quentin Tarantino, yes, the Quentin Tarantino, directed an episode of CSI back in season 5. It was the season finale. When the show aired, a bunch of us went to Vegas, and a room was rented out, and we all watched as it aired, that particular episode. And meanwhile, he had a few of his posse with him. And one of them, then there was an after party, and which got, I probably have to, and the after party included RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan.
What?
Yes, and I had a girlfriend with me who joined me for the festivities. We actually rode in Quentin's vehicle, which was featured in Kill Bill. So at the party, it was fun. I got to meet a bunch of, like, one of the Wu-Tang Clan's mother who had been a fan of mine. She was there that night. It was one of those nights where lots of drinks and
Nice.
Yeah.
and, you know.
Good for you, Marg.
Late. It went to like 3 a.m. At least we cut out at 3 a.m. I'm sure it continued on.
Sounds like a fun time. Okay, so thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah.
You've been playing Catherine Willows for over 14 seasons, and last season we got to see her granddaughter, Hannah. How has being a grandmother changed your character?
Well, you know, I just kind of thought of because I myself became a grandmother last year in August 1st of 22. Leon Shogo is my grandson's name. He's 19 months old now. He's, oh my God, I'm obsessed. You know, I think it's like all, you know, wisdom. You know, Catherine's much, you know, I think more confident and I guess calm and centered in her personal life as well as her work life, and that extends obviously to her beloved granddaughter. And she hasn't been back this season, but last season it was really fun working with those twin girls. They were adorable.
All right,
you always have to be so spontaneous, you know, with children when you're working with little children.
Well, Marg, I love hearing people's stories about before they got into acting. So before you got into acting, you worked at your father's meatpacking plant. Did this help you play a character who deals with bodies all the time? Very Rocky Balboa.
Totally.
Well, I guess there's some similarities to a corpse and
Flesh.
a side of beef. And I had one of my, I did it a few summers because it helped pay for my tuition at Northwestern, which ain't cheap. But one of my jobs was the official title, what everybody referred to us as, I was a boner. I had issued a set of knives and a mesh glove, so I didn't cut the other hand. And one of my jobs was to cut blood clots out of a side of beef that came off on a headrail. It was a glamorous job, as you can imagine.
Right.
But honestly, I haven't worked hard as a young person. I worked in the bean fields, the corn fields. I grew up in a small town in Nebraska, and I graduated to meatpacking. I'm not afraid of hard work, and
Good for
I think
you.
that's really helped me throughout this career. I've sustained a very long career.
Well said.
I like to work, and television, as many of you know, it's long hours.
Yeah. I was on CSI Miami, and I was shot in the boob, and they used me underwater.
So you were a corpse.
And I was a floating corpse, and that's how I got my SAG card.
Yes!
So thank you very much to CSI.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, shot in the boob.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marg, thank
Marg's
you
like,
so much.
Can't top that one.
DBL Nation, do not miss CSI Vegas Sundays on CBS and streaming, of course, on Paramount Plus. Thank you again for staying on the case.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye. Welcome back. We've got some great products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out.
Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey Tori, hi DBL Nation. I am super excited to show you all of the deals today. As ever, they're fabulous. So let's go shopping. And I love nothing more than jewelry. So let's start with the good stuff.
Yes.
We have got Savvy C 9-piece gemstone and gold jewelry set. This deal includes 3 necklaces, 3 pendants, 2 bracelets, and 1 pair of earrings, all in a satin drawstring jewelry organizer. Normally, this is $250. $150.
Ooh, I mean, that's a lot of stuff you're getting.
It is, but we've got it for $25. That's saving 90%, Tori, and I want all of it.
$25 for all of it?
Isn't that amazing? And you get such a nice collection that you can mix and match. So absolutely fabulous.
Perfect. Sold.
I know, give it to me now. Next up is the Bib Home Premium 6-piece Rayon from Bamboo sheet set with short grip straps.
Ooh.
This deal includes 1 flat sheet, 1 fitted sheet, and 4 pillowcases. Normally, this is between $82 to $139.
Kind of normal for sheets.
It's very expensive, isn't it? But we have it from between $29.99 to $39.99. That's saving 71%. Next up, this is really cozy. We've got the Laura Ashley plush cross-band slippers.
Cute.
This deal includes 1 pair of slippers available in 2 colors and sizes small to XL. Normally, these are $28 for it.
Okay, not bad.
We've got them for $12. That's saving 57%. Our last product today is the Lumina NRG Microcurrent 3-in-1 Anti-Aging Device.
Oh.
Normally this is $325.
Yeah.
We have got it for $79.99. That is saving 75%.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even just scan that QR code on screen. It will take you directly to all these products on Morning Save's website. Thank you so much, Steph.
Steph, do you find when you're looking at products, you're like, I know about this, I know about that, because of your Morning Save expertise?
I'm already like, that's already in my kitchen.
You know, I was gardening the other day and I used the outdoor portable Bluetooth in my garden from Morning Save, and I was
jamming out.
Jamming.
Yes, girl. All right.
Yeah, I use Bluetooth.
DBL's new every day. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, guys.